It's time, North Carolina. Time for Wally Walker. Brought to you each night by Curtis Automotive, Durham's finest purveyor of quality Oldsmobiles. The car that has everything.
Good evening, radio listeners throughout Central and Eastern North Carolina. Today was a banner day in Hillsborough as they welcomed home their own Hollywood celebrity, Miss Lulu Devereaux, who made a name for herself in the hit movie Dancing Girls of the Old West. But it wasn't to receive accolades that Lulu was back in town. Rather, it was to finalize her divorce from her jailbird husband, Sonny Campbell. The action got underway this very morning, and I was there to see it. Stay with us tonight for the Inside Scoop.
Well. If it isn't Lorraine Skaggs, a Hollywood wannabe.
Well. It's Sonny Campbell, the jailbird barber. And how is the hair of all the fair men of Hillsborough? Short enough for you?
Every one of them better than them Hollywood floozies you hang out with. And I can tell you're becoming one of them.
Why, Sonny, how could you say that to me? I know we were only married for what seems about 5 minutes, but still. Well, we'll just see who wins today.
Yes, we will.
Here, all stand. The Civil Court of Orange County, North Carolina is now in session. Judge Arthur Billings presiding. You may take your seats.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to settle a divorce between Mr. Sonny Campbell and his wife, Miss Lorraine Campbell, named Miss Lorraine Skaggs. The matter of divorce can never be taken lightly. The Holy Scriptures are deadly set against it. And so the laws of our fair state make it a difficult thing to acquire. This suit is being brought by Mr. Campbell, who alleges that his wife abandoned him. I would ask if this point is being contested.
It is, Your Honor.
Fine. Maybe we can get one or two of you to see things differently, and we all can make it to lunch at a reasonable time. Is the attorney for Mr. Campbell ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
And for Mrs. Campbell?
We are.
Ms. Oakley, I would ask you to please present your opening argument.
Thank you, Judge Billings. I'm anxious to get this over with, too. I'm as eager for lunch as you are, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Sonny Campbell, has been married to Lorraine Campbell for less than a year, and they had no offspring.
Thank God for that.
Couples usually have troubles from the start, but we will demonstrate the unique strains that befell the marriage of Sonny and Lorraine Campbell.
You can say that again.
As you all the Hillsborough residents know, Sonny served time in prison for an unjust conviction of manslaughter.
No, I didn't do it.
I said unjust.
Miss Lorraine, as our Scarlet was known then, took to courting Sonny Campbell in the dreamy, romantic environment of Raleigh's Central Prison, initially invited into the visiting chambers by Sonny's close friend, Allie Miller.
Here we are, came all the way from Hillsborough.
Well, hi, Sarah. You're looking good all grown up.
Hi, Sonny. I wanted to see a jail, but I guess this is it, huh?
Did the guards beat you?
Oh, Sarah, you read too many crime stories. I spend my time working here in the kitchen on lunch duty and go to vocational training in the afternoon. I am going to be a barber.
A barber? Shaving, a haircut, 4 minutes.
It's 2 minutes.
Oh, they're on sale this week.
That's Tom, Abby.
You remember Lorraine? Last time you seen her, she had pigtails and this goofy grin.
Hi, Sonny. I'm Lorraine, Sarah's friend.
Well, I know you're getting out soon. And since I work full-time at the pharmacy, I get to talking to people, and I can tell you there's work in the mill in dyeing. Nobody wants to do it anymore because the new dyes stain your hands real bad. Sonny, are you listening to me? I'm talking about a job.
What? Sorry, Allie. What did you say?
I have work in the mill for you. Do you want me to put you down?
Thanks, Allie, but like I said, I'm training to be a barber. I was going to see if Mr. Joseph needed me when I get out. But thanks, Allie. That was very nice of you.
Tell us what it's like here. Is it all guys?
Stop that, Lorraine. What I want to know, Sonny, is what can we do for you? But it must be awful being stuck in a place like this. I was so young when you were sent away, I had no realization you were in an actual jail. I remember you as my brother's crazy friend, but you're different now.
Different? Of course he's different. He's all grown up. He's a man now.
Look, you don't get it. I just wanted to know if Sonny needed anything when he gets out. Like friends, phone numbers, or a place to stay, you know?
I know what you're about. Sonny, how about I bring some biscuits and homemade strawberry jam the next time I come?
That sounds pretty good.
Chocolate chip cookies?
Well, what about chocolate cake with some luscious sugar icing?
Oh, lemon meringue pie.
I am going to bring you a baked Alaska with yummy homemade ice cream.
Now that's dumb. How are you going to do that?
Never you mind. I will figure out something.
Sorry, visiting time's up. It's lunch for me.
Well, I never. Sonny, we were just starting to get acquainted.
Well, and me too.
Sonny, I will return with the baked Alaska next Thursday. Is that okay with you?
And I will return.
Yeah, we had a good visit. Come on, y'all. We'll see Sonny again real soon. Well, Lorraine, what is a baked Alaska anyway?
Not a marriage made in heaven, but one made in cell block 7. It was bound to be difficult, but youth will have its play. As quickly as the romance soared to love's heights, it came crashing down.
Mr. Oakley, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, Sonny Campbell, seeks an absolute divorce from his wife, Lorraine Campbell, who left him to go to California and has not set foot in North Carolina during these past 12 months. Abandonment, pure and simple. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Burton, I invite you to present your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Oakley has stated the broad facts of the case in an elementary manner. My client, Ms. Devereaux, is equally eager to put their perhaps impetuous marriage behind them.
Wait. Who is this Devereaux? My information says that she is the daughter of Mrs. Irene's cat. Where does this Devereaux come in?
My client would like us to use the name she has adopted for her professional motion picture career, Lulu Devereaux.
It ends with an X.
Is that her legal name in North Carolina?
No, Your Honor.
Well, until the moment she is not married, we will call her by her married name.
But I don't go by that name anymore.
Mr. Burke, I do hope you have acquainted your client with the basics of this courtroom etiquette.
Certainly, Your Honor. We'll not have any more outbursts. It's a normal, friendly divorce trial. Now, as I was saying, Mr. Oakley has laid out the case in a way that we do not dispute other than the detail about who abandoned whom. Miss Campbell was eager to begin their connubial bliss when Sonny committed an egregious act that violated his parole. When he went back to prison for a period of months, my client, being a young actress of unusual talent, relocated to California, where her husband refused to join her. When Mrs. Campbell determined there was no hope of Sonny moving out west, she obtained a legal divorce in Nevada. Sonny Campbell willingly accepted the terms of that divorce and signed the appropriate documents. Indeed, Your Honor, were the state of North Carolina to find this Nevada divorce legitimate, we would have no reason to come before you today.
So, would your client be willing to concede that having moved across country had effectively abandoned Sonny? Say yes, and we're all out to lunch.
Your Honor, it is indeed the point of contention. My client is gaining attention for her movie roles. The public knows her as Lulu Devereaux, a pure, sweet young lady from a small town in North Carolina. She would not want the stain of abandonment on her reputation.
But I assure you, Mr. and Mrs. North Carolina, that this was no ordinary divorce trial. Sonny Campbell, in his quest for love, rebounded quickly owing to the attention of Miss Sarah Miller.
Your Honor, there's another important reason why we should resolve this divorce quickly. Lorraine Campbell received a divorce decree from Reno, and Sonny took proper notice of it, reasonably thinking he was a free man. As such, he proposed marriage to his girlfriend, Miss Sarah Miller. It was only after the marriage certificate was approved that we found out the divorce was not legal.
So, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Sonny is now married to someone else? So this is not just the divorce. Is bigamy on trial here too?
No, Your Honor. Sonny does not want 2 wives. One is surely enough. We won't accept this. Let me call a witness to this effect.
This is a bit extraordinary. Did everybody in town know about these 2 marriages but me? How did I miss this?
We want to clarify this matter, Your Honor. Let me call my first witness.
Teresa Russell, Register of Deeds, drew up a marriage license for Sonny and Sarah. And in Hillsborough, one person's business is everyone else's business. So Teresa, she knew that Sonny and Lulu were living on opposite sides of the country. Teresa was still reluctant to issue Sonny a second marriage license after he made such brief use of the first one.
Sonny Campbell came to me at the courthouse. I thought he was in jail, but there he was, big and bold, asking for a marriage license. And I thought, why, he's married to that pretty gal. Lorraine Skaggs. But then he showed me a divorce decree from Nevada. It looked all proper and right, so I just gave him the license. And I wondered, what kind of fool girl would marry him? And there she was. Ain't you Allie Miller's sister, I asked. Of course she was. Both cut from the same fool cloth.
But if the divorce looked right, looked legal, and looked proper, why did you question it?
Well, I'm so dumbfounded, I just handed it over. The divorce he got from that Miss Skaggs was in Reno. Now, Nevada ain't no North Carolina, as I found out too late from the folks in Raleigh. His divorce weren't legal. So I hot-footed it to where he was staying with his mother and his new bride, and told him the bad news. Now, on top of being a murdering...
Mrs. Russell, please! You have the right to your opinion, but I would like to clarify this point, Your Honor. Sonny served time for an unjust and unmerciful conviction of manslaughter, and served it admirably, I might add. But a few years later, someone else confessed to this foul deed. So he is, and always has been, innocent.
But he is a bigamist.
Which is why we are here, Your Honor. Sonny badly needs a divorce from Mrs. Campbell. The first Mrs. Campbell, not the second Mrs. Campbell.
This is a fine kettle of fish. Sounds as if you are a bigamist. But I hate to see a young man who's trying to get his life back on track go to jail again. Let's see if we can resolve this pronto.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Russell, you may exit the stand. Let's figure this out, shall we?
I call my client Mr. Sonny Campbell.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your name and occupation.
Sonny Campbell. I'm a barber working down a high-class hair on Margaret Lane.
You may have a seat.
You brought this suit out of an unusual necessity. Is that right?
You're darn right. I'm no bigamist. I was sure Lorraine and me were divorced. I've got the papers to prove it. How was I to know what was good in one stint wasn't going to be good in another?
Why didn't you get married in the first place?
I just fell in love with the girl. She was just so pretty. Got married the day after I got out. We had a real good time for about 24 hours, and then they found some stupid reason to take me back to Central. Next thing I know, Lorraine and her mom skipped town for Hollywood, California.
Hollywood. Tinseltown had been the talk of the young couple as their romance took root. Sonny indulged in Lorraine's talk of a movie career, even though her only acting experience was a second pilgrim to the left in a school Thanksgiving pageant. Still, people talked about how pretty that pilgrim was. So, when the door of marriage seemed to swing shut, the door of stardom seemed to open, right here in Hillsborough.
You wouldn't believe what just happened.
Well, what is it?
Well, I've been up to Raleigh, to the prison, with Allie and his sister a few times. We've been visiting Sonny Campbell. You know, he was put in prison a few years ago for killing his pa down by the Eno.
My goodness, what are you doing that for?
Well, he's a real fine man. He insists he didn't do it. He's trying to protect that teacher, Miss Virginia. We've been talking for a while. He's kind and handsome. He looks sort of like Clark Gable, only without the big ears.
Look, he can be as handsome as you like, but you can't date a man in prison.
I've been down there quite a few times. I like him.
Where is this going? What are you talking about?
Well, Mama, Sonny got out of jail on Friday, and, well, we got married on Saturday!
You what? I'm out of town for about a minute and you did that? Are you out of your young mind? You didn't even ask me? What are you going to do with your life now? Just have babies? I thought you wanted a life beyond Hillsborough. You are so much prettier than them starlets in the picture show.
Calm down, Mama, calm down. Sonny's a wonderful guy, and you'll love him, I just know it. He's going to start a good job as a barber. I was going to get married to somebody at some point. You know that, Mama?
Well, I suppose I didn't put much more thought into it when I married your father. God rest his soul. What are you going to do and where are you going to live?
Mama, there's something else. We were walking along after the picture show. We saw Star is Born. You know that one where that young girl wants to be an actress? And this old guy after, well, he helps her, and then he gets real drunk.
Lorraine, you just told me you got married and something happened, and now you're talking about a stupid picture show?
Sorry, Mama. I do get kind of carried away. Well, we stopped by the Colonial Inn so that Sonny could have a beer, and then he had another. You know, he was too young to drink when he went in. Well, he sure didn't get any beer in jail. So we were walking back to Allie's house. That's where we was staying. Gee, Mama, he had to go real bad. You know when Daddy drank beer, he had to go pretty quick? So we was over near the mayor's house with the big gardens, you know? Well, he ducked behind a bush and went. Just then, wouldn't you know it, sheriff walked by.
This is crazy. I visited your grandmother for 3 days, and I come back and you're married? How can this happen?
But wait, it isn't the worst. The sheriff, he saw Sonny doing up his pants, and, well, he arrested him for public indecency. Oh, Mama, it's awful. He took him back to jail for 2 more months. What am I going to do now? Oh, we had plans, Mama. We were going out west to Hollywood, just like you and I had talked about. But he was going with me. He was going to be a hairdresser to the stars.
Lorraine, did you and Sonny, did y'all spend the night together? You know what I'm talking about.
I didn't mean to keep it a secret. Well, Allie's mom knew, so we stayed there. His mom was ever so nice. Gave us Allie's room and all.
What am I going to do with you? And Sonny's back in jail.
Yes, I'm darn seated about it. 2 more months. I'm so tired of waiting. It's been 6 months since we started courting. I'm in love with Sonny, and I guess. But, you know, when will my life get started? Sonny is stuck back in jail. What am I supposed to do? Sit around and eat bonbons? You know, you could go out to Hollywood with me instead of Sonny. Well, you're still pretty for an older woman. And maybe you could become a star, too.
You just told me you married the cowboy boy, and now you're talking about going off to Hollywood. I can't figure out what's in that little bird brain of yours.
Three weeks after telling her mother about her star-crossed marriage, Lorraine and Irene were on a train bound to the West Coast, hoping to come across some stars of their own.
So, your wife up and leaves you and goes to California to pursue her dream, as she calls it. How did that make you feel?
I was awfully low, I tell you. She was the one thing I had in my life, and she hightails it for Hollywood the first opportunity.
Tell us how you got your marriage back on track.
Once Lorraine was out there, we would write love letters back and forth. I kept telling her, come on back, come on home. least after a couple of months, I got on the phone and tried to reason with her. I told her I still had some parole time left and I couldn't just hop on a train to California.
Was Lorraine the one who suggested going to Reno to get the divorce?
That's right. She said it was better for her movie career if she weren't married. I said she should have thought about that 8 months earlier. I was so fed up at that point, I just said, sure, go get us a divorce.
Did she have to claim she abandoned you to get the divorce?
Didn't have much else to do besides hang out in Reno for 6 weeks, as far as I could tell.
Did she have to claim that you abandoned her?
She had to blame somebody. I just didn't think much of it at that time.
But you know how you felt.
Yes, sir. I felt that like Lorraine Skaggs or Lulu Devereaux, or whatever her name is now, had left me high and dry.
No further questions.
Mr. Burton, I invite you to question the witness.
Thank you, Al. Mr. Campbell, you just stated that you admitted that you abandoned Lorraine to get the Reno divorce. Is that correct?
I just signed the papers. I wasn't thinking.
I appreciate that you feel you're a victim of circumstance, but I'd like to explore your own agency.
I work at more what you call a shop than an agency.
I'm referring to the idea that you are more of an agent in your own circumstances than your testimony so far has implied. You mentioned a parole violation that fell hard on the heels of your wedding night. What did you do that returned you to prison?
Well, I peed on the mayor's rose bushes. Which apparently is some sort of felony in Hillsborough. Dead at night. Nobody around, but I'll be darned if Sheriff Osgood didn't walk right up there and see me.
Have you promised to go with Lorraine out to California after your parole? I have a document to enter as evidence. Do you recognize this as a card that you made and wrote to your wife during your time in prison?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I have this card as Exhibit 1.
No objection.
Will you allow me to read the card aloud, Mr. Campbell? Sonny Campbell to his wife, February 14th, 1938. My dear honey, well, here it is Valentine's Day, and I sure am missing you. I'm getting out this week, and soon we'll be together. I'm going to give you about 1,000 kisses when I see you. Let's go ahead and make renovations.
Restorations?
May I? That's reservations. Reservations at the fanciest restaurant you ever ate at.
Sonny, are you not promising in this card to join your wife in California?
Maybe I was talking about eating at the Colonial Inn.
But Sonny, you were at Hillsborough, and Lorraine was in Hollywood.
I had in mind of getting my hair cut in the business card.
But was there, 2 months after your second release, no legal reason that you couldn't have moved out to the West Coast to join your wife?
Can't think of much except I didn't have any money.
But were you allowed that her movie career was potentially more lucrative than your own shave and a haircut job?
My work is steady. She had nothing but a pipe dream at that time. It was her duty to come back here and be a wife to her husband. Your Honor, you referred to scripture at the beginning of this trial. Well, according to the Bible, a woman is to obey her husband. Am I right?
There are words.
That's right.
There are words to that effect. Please continue, Mr. Burton.
So, your desire to cut hair outweighed the beautiful young actress's vision of rising to glory in the film industry.
She was my wife, damn it!
Mr. Campbell!
Sorry.
I have no more questions for the witness, Your Honor.
The witness may leave the stand. Mr. Oakley, if you'll allow me, I think we can wrap this up more quickly if we can hear from Mrs. Campbell. Now, if not, then we can continue with your list of witnesses. I'd like to get on to lunch. The Colonial Inn had my table ready for me. Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Now look, Mrs. Campbell, it's a simple matter of fact that when you went out to California, you left your newly husband behind in Carolina. Somebody has to take the blame for this. It's a simple matter to say you abandoned him.
Well, Your Honor, that's not true. I did go to California, but I thought he was going to come out and be with me. That was our plan. And then he up and went back to jail. I mean, he was going to be a hairdresser to the stars. And then he just decided to be a stick in the mud and stay in North Carolina. I mean, Hillsborough is sweet and all, but it's nothing but a one-horse town, and I wanted to see the world. I mean, look at me, Your Honor. Do I look like a simple housewife? Hollywood was my big chance, you see. It broke my heart in two little pieces when he wouldn't come out to join me. Oh, I just couldn't miss my shot. I just couldn't. Well, don't you understand, Your Honor? It was everything I ever wanted, everything I ever dreamed of, and it was there, in the palm of my hand. I hope you understand. Don't you?
Yes. I do understand now. Wait. This is a very complicated case. Gentlemen, will you approach the bench? We need to work out how we will proceed.
You know, my agent is satisfied that the Rito divorce is enough. But for you, I'm going through this silly charade. Accept the abandonment and it will all be over. Then we can stop this stupid courtroom case and get on with our lives.
See? That's been trouble with us. You don't listen to me. It's only you and stardom or whatever else you think of. What you want. Well, I'll tell you what I want. I want everyone here to know that you abandoned me. And that judge is going to see things my way.
Truth be told, you abandoned me by going to jail again. I bet you did that on purpose, just so you wouldn't have to grow up and take care of your new responsibilities.
Look, you've been out in Hollywood while I've been here. Fancy parties, living it up. And with who? Who knows what else you've been to?
Why, I never. I stayed true to you all through your days in the lockup. I may be a Hollywood star, but I'm a good girl. But you, as soon as my back is turned, you start romancing someone else. And it's not even someone with any pizzazz. No, it's that mealy-mouthed little mouse with your goofy brother.
Miss Oakley? Miss, thank you for letting us speak to Miss Devereaux. Miss Cameron. It has been very enormously helpful to me. And as we just agreed, both attorneys can now accept Mrs. Campbell's testimony. Ms. Burton, do you have any questions for the witness?
Miss Devereaux, Miss Campbell, I'm sure this is hard for you. I know you had to go through this in Reno and now relive it all over again.
Thank you, Mr. Burton.
When did it become clear to you that Sonny wasn't coming out to California and that he abandoned you?
We wrote back and forth, and all Sonny could talk about was how his business was doing. He never asked about me or how I was doing. In June, he just stopped writing. So I called him in July, and we both agreed that I would go to Reno and file for a divorce.
What was your reaction to that?
I cried. I cried and cried some more. But I am my mother's daughter, so I picked myself up and took the train to Reno.
I'd like to submit into evidence the Nevada Divorce Decree, Exhibit 3.
No objection.
Is this the decree you got in Reno?
Of course, and it's legal. I spent 6 weeks in that sagebrush flea bed of a place they call the ranch, just to prove it.
I just want to make a few points very clear for the judge. Did you really think Sonny was coming out to California?
Of course. You've seen the letters.
What did you think when you heard that he had married the young Sarah Miller?
It was a shock, I'll tell you. But then I always knew Sarah wanted to get her hooks into Sonny, even way back. I just hope he's happy with what he got.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Oakley?
You claim that your being in Hollywood is more important than your marriage to Sonny. Isn't that true?
They were both important to me. And I truly thought Sonny would come out to be with me. I've said it before, that was our plan.
Mrs. Campbell, you act like you were in Hollywood just crying over Sonny Campbell, but in fact, did you go to parties? I have here an article by Luella Parsons. I marked this in evidence as Exhibit 4.
I haven't had the opportunity to view this particular exhibit. May I look at it a moment? No objection, I suppose.
There's a photo accompanying this article dated February 14th, 1938. Please describe it for the judge.
It's a photo taken at the Brown Derby, one of those Hollywood clubs.
And who is in the photo exactly?
Errol Flynn and some girls.
Some girls? Aren't you one of the girls? Aren't you sitting on Mr. Flynn's lap?
Well, yes, but it was all innocent, I promise. My agent wanted me to, mix it up a bit. I just was there for a moment, and then I left, and some other girl sat down.
further questions.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. North Carolina, that was quite a bombshell. And from Hollywood's latest bombshell, too. Oakley's next strategy was to call on Sonny's character witnesses.
Sir, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your name and occupation.
Alan Miller, though some call me Alan. I don't like that so much. Soldier down at the James Pharmacy.
You know Sonny Campbell for quite some time. Would you say that Sonny would abandon his wife?
No, Sonny would never do that.
Why do you say that, Allie?
Well, Sonny is a true blue guy.
Well, how can you tell us about Sonny being a true blue guy?
Well, I gotta think.
Was it the time when you saved your little sister from drowning? Remember?
Yup, I know now. We were all swimming down in that pond over by Earl Way. My dog Barker, because he barks so much. Well, he was splashing around trying to swim out to get to a mallard in the middle of the pond. Now, Barker only has 3 legs, so swimming is a bit of a puzzle. Barker loved Sonny. Sonny loved animals and always paid special attention to Barker, bringing him things like potato chips and juju beans and stuff the dogs love. Barker loved Sonny and, well...
Go on with your story, Allie.
Sonny is real smart and saw that Barker would be in real trouble if he got any further out. So Sonny just dove in after him, clothes and all, paddled out to Barker, put one arm around the dog, and started paddling back to shore with one arm and 2 legs, of course. Well, my sister Sarah, she got it into her head to help Sonny. She loves Sonny, and everyone loves Sonny. And, well, she was out in the water starting to drown because she couldn't swim much better than Barker. Well, Sonny, on his way in, got to her, grabbed her with the same arm he's got around the dog. So, grabbed by the hair, sort of like this, or that, or... Anyway, he got both of them back to shore, fit as a fiddle.
Yes, it sounds like Sonny was acting in a very responsible way.
Well, actually, my sister was an afterthought, but...
You think Sonny was an excellent citizen for saving your sister?
Oh, yeah.
How did Sonny act when Lorraine abandoned him?
Oh, he just was terribly upset. Got so sad. But then Sarah, she's my sister, you know. Well, she was there when he'd come and visit, and she'd bake him lemon meringue pies, and he really loved her pies.
Thank you, Allie. No more questions.
Bert?
Thank you, Mr. Miller. You stated that everyone loved Sonny. So, Mr. Campbell, a married man, a convicted felon, was keeping time with your sister. What did you think about that? Were these meetings immaculate?
Well, I certainly would say so.
Just forget it. No further questions.
Ali's testimony, to most accounts, was as illuminating as a lightning bug in a baseball stadium. But rumor has it that considerable light will be shown on these events in an upcoming Hollywood film. Next to take a stand was Sonny's other wife, Sarah.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Sarah, do you think you're the reason for the Reno divorce between Sonny and Lorraine?
Absolutely not.
You think Sonny should be arrested for abandoning Lorraine?
Absolutely not.
Do you think Lorraine should be charged with abandoning Sonny?
Yes. Well, I know she did. She left him right after the marriage and only returned to Hillsborough for the divorce. That sounds like abandonment to me.
Wait till the world hears my side of the story.
Mrs. Campbell, the first Mrs. Campbell, you must stay quiet while we're hearing testimony. Please continue, Mrs. Campbell. The second, Mrs. Campbell.
In your opinion, was Sonny telling the truth when he said he would go to California with Lorraine?
Yes. Well, Sonny was telling the truth at that time, but after 2 more months in jail, he saw things clearly. Lorraine always had her head in the stars. She wanted him to be a barber to the stars. First, he had to work under another barber, and who in California was going to hire a jailbird from North Carolina? The few barbers that would hire him were friends of his dead pa's, and they were all in Hillsborough, North Carolina. The real question you should be asking me is, did Sonny really think Lorraine was going to make it in Hollywood?
So, Sonny did not rush to California because he knew most stars who go out here come back home pretty quickly.
Yes.
No more questions. Your turn, Mr. Bird.
So, Sarah, the lovely Sarah, married the already married man. At the time of his first marriage, we've heard testimony that Sonny was besotted with Lorraine. So, how did you maneuver yourself between these two people?
No,
Are you the real reason that Sonny did not join Lorraine in California?
No, I did not break them up, sir, as you are implying.
I'm not implying anything. Sonny was married to Lorraine, and now he's married to you both. Isn't that right?
I did not make Sonny a bigamist. We were married after the papers came in from Reno.
Why don't you just tell the court how you got Sonny to abandon Lorraine? It would seem like some kind of hanky-panky was going on.
Objection!
Mrs. Campbell, the second Mrs. Campbell, may have the answer to our riddle. You may answer this question.
I know this looks bad for me.
And for Sonny, too. You were wooing a married man, Lily.
He wasn't married then, I promise.
Tell us what you two were up to while Lorraine was hard at work in Hollywood. You were conniving to steal her husband away.
Objection! Badgering the witness.
Your Honor, this gets to the heart of the abandonment question.
Anything to get this over with. Mrs. Campbell, second Mrs. Campbell, please answer the question.
Sonny and I were friends. You know he saved my life when I was little.
Again, I repeat my question. When did your romance begin?
When Sonny got out, he would come to see my brother Allie most nights. We would run around together, dances, movies, the library, and such. We just liked each other, and then it just happened. I fell in love with him.
What happened? Did some little Cupid sprinkle love dust over the too, I guess.
I object again. Again, he's badgering the witness.
Sustained. Please, be a gentleman, Mr. Burton.
What did you and Sonny have in common? What did you two talk about on these nightly visits? Lulu, I mean, Lorraine?
Sometimes, well, Sonny would bring along Lorraine's letters, and in the beginning when she was lonely, some were real nice, but after a while, they got kind of mean. You know, if you want my honest opinion, Sonny was out of his element with Lorraine. He was delighted that the wonderful Lorraine wanted him, but what he really wanted was to stay in Hillsborough and raise a family, a steady job and good friends.
And then you came along and complicated his life.
I did not.
Then tell us how you seduced an innocent, legally married-minded young man who just wanted to stay in small-town Hillsborough.
Seduced? No, you don't get it. Sonny could have never gone to Hollywood to live Lorraine's life. She even admits she got the divorce for her career. I mean, that sounds like abandonment.
When did you think Sonny was a free man?
When he got the final divorce papers from Reno, you know, it hit him hard. And that was it.
What was it?
Well, that's when he told me, and I quote, "I wish I had married you."
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Well, now that we've heard from Mr. Campbell's witnesses, let's hear from your side, Mr. Burton.
I call Irene Skaggs.
Who better to untangle this mess than the person who's known Lulu the longest? Irene converted from Hillsborough matron to Hollywood mother in a few short weeks and took her pretty daughter to the town where dreams come true.
I am Irene Skaggs, mother to my sweet girl Lorraine.
Did you accompany your daughter to Hollywood, Miss Skaggs?
Well, of course I did. I wouldn't let her go alone. I was her chaperone. We went everywhere together.
And how did Lorraine start her illustrious career?
It was the greatest thing. We were walking down Hollywood Boulevard, just kind of minding our own business, when this man, Phil Berg, he's her agent now, he came up to me. He was real respectful and all. And he asked if Lorraine was my sister. Well, of course I said, no, she's my daughter. And then he said she was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen, and he wanted to put her in pictures. Well, I was very skeptical. I had heard all the stories. But he asked her if she wanted to do a screen test, and she did one, and well, what do you know? The studio offered her a contract.
Los Angeles local Phil Berg, and only the best and brightest. He figured that no role was beyond Lulu's reach. He thought wrong.
Now, Lulu, we better do this. This screen test is gonna show those big studio bosses why you are the next big star. Now, as we rehearsed, you're Lady Macbeth, and you're walking and talking in your sleep about the assassination of King Duncan.
I'll do my best, Mr. Berg. But I never thought I'd have to do something as highfalutin as Shakespeare. You know I'm just a little southern girl, more Tobacco Road than a Scottish castle.
Oh, just try. Let me see my face. Ah, there you go. Now, screen test for Lulu Devereaux. Take one, and action.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say!
Cut! What in the world are you doing?
What? Trying to push out that dog. You know, Spot.
Good Lord, Lulu. You are trying to wash the blood from your hands. you had just connived to kill King Duncan. There is nothing about a dog in this play.
Can't I try something else? I just don't want to be in a screen test where I'm the bad person. What about something more, I don't know, gentle?
You could recite Mary Had Little Lamb. Screen test for Google Devereaux. Take 2, and action!
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. He followed her to school one day. That was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school.
Lulu, that was marvelous. You're the best thing this town has seen since Carol Lombard. And the prettiest, too.
Now, it did take a while for Lulu's poetic audition to make an impression on anyone. She had to wait tables for a couple of months.
But then it happened. She started to get some walk-ons. Do you know what that is? You walk on and you walk off and you get paid for it. It's amazing.
Would you say that Lorraine lived an abstemious life out in Hollywood?
Well, of course she did. Mr. Bow took really good care of her. But then in Hollywood, she realized she had a problem. Lorraine was married, and well, the big fish in Hollywood, like Mr. Mayer and Mr. Selznick, well, they don't like married stars. Unless, of course, they're married to them. Well, she tried for a few months to talk Mr. Berg into letting her stay married, but he wouldn't listen. And there was only one thing left. D-I-V-O-R-C-E.
Miss Skaggs, this is very important. Why did Lorraine want a divorce? Just to be a movie star?
Why, Mr. Burton, Sonny abandoned her. They had plans, and the louse got himself thrown back in jail, and he couldn't leave town until his parole was over. I'd call that abandonment.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Oakley?
After all we heard, why did Sonny marry Lorraine?
Objection! This would only be speculation, Your Honor.
Mr. Burke, after all, Mrs. Skaggs is the mother of Lorraine. Who else would have the best knowledge of her mind at this time? Overruled.
My Lorraine was young, and she had her head in the stars, and she met Sonny Campbell, who said she was a beautiful girl. And well, he represented that glamorous gangster, and then she kept seeing it in the pictures. Well, Sonny really wasn't like one of those thugs, but he just wanted a quiet life in Hillsborough. A quiet life for my daughter. Look at her. Anyone can see that Lorraine is meant for better things. Whether or not he killed his father, the only life he could promise my Lorraine was to see him through the bars of his cell. A lot of the times, I don't know what's going on in that brain of hers, but maybe when she and Wally Walker finish this screenplay, maybe we'll all know.
Lorraine is writing a movie script?
Oh yeah, but that was help. She can't work a typewriter or nothing.
I see. No further questions.
Well, radio listeners, if the cat wasn't exactly out of the bag, Mr. Oakley could certainly see a nose and whiskers. That mention of a screenplay sends a bee buzzing in his bonnet.
Now look, you two. One of you has to be at fault here. Without him, no divorce. And you, young man, could be convicted of bigamy, which carries a prison sentence.
Dear God, no.
Now, abandonment is not something this court takes lightly. But before I assume ultimate blame, I must be right.
Your Honor, please in the court. This may not do any good, but I think we should call radio personality Wally Walker.
There was no personality on your witness list.
You heard Irene Skaggs testify that there being a screenplay in the works. I surmise that Lorraine has told Wally some evidence that hasn't turned up in the trial. Wally is sitting over there, writing notes for his broadcast tonight.
Well, unless Mr. Burton has a good reason to state why we can't speak to Mr. Walker, I'm going to insist he take a stand.
No objection, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. North Carolina, you heard that right. This time your loyal correspondent wasn't just reporting the news, he was the news.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Yeah.
Mr. Walker, is it usually your practice of writing about divorce trials for your news programs?
No, sir. This trial is of unusual importance for the public. It's got elements of scandal, celebrity, even bigamy.
Have you had any contact with Lorraine prior to the date?
Mr. Oakley, I'm a reporter, so when news broke the coming trial, I had to talk to Lorraine. I had to get this word to my listeners, of course.
One quick interview or several?
Spoke several times over the phone, yes.
When she stood up and said, "Wait to the world, here's my side of the story," do you know how she could make that story known?
Lots of ways.
Do you have any idea?
I have offered to help Lorraine write a screenplay, yes.
So this trial would be a lucrative venture for you and Lorraine.
Speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
That's all right. I hate to besmirch anyone's motives here. I'm finished.
Mr. Burton?
Mr. Walker, can you confirm for us the extraordinary pain in her voice as she told her story to you over the telephone? For instance, when she talked of pleading for Sonny to come to California.
Oh, no, I can't speak to that.
Tell us about the desperate day when she realized it was hopeless. When she decided that Sonny's neglect was no longer bearable.
Well, radio listeners, what can I do? I swore to tell the whole truth, and by golly, Lorraine told me that she was done with Sonny Campbell the night she sat on Harold Flynn's lap at that Valentine's Day party, February 14, 1938.
Quiet. Everyone in this courtroom, quiet. Sonny Campbell, it seems that you have been more sinned against than sinned. I therefore grant you and Lorraine Campbell, Lulu, Skaggs, and Deborah, whatever her name is, an absolute divorce. Based on the ground that 2 months after you became husband and wife, she had no intentions of returning to you. Case dismissed. Now I intend to go and eat my lunch.
Well, radio listeners, I suppose that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But Lorraine did not let the outcome get her down. No, in fact, we continued to talk. And I even went out to California to see her so we could finish our script. And in no time at all, we were the newest co-authors, Hollywood's hit film, The Disrupted divorce. And to find out how that turned out, stay tuned.